Hi there. Today is a special update in regards to Russia attacking Ukraine. These type of situations normally create a lot of fear and volatility in the markets. And if you can see here with the S&P 500, it was actually down at one point when the futures market was ticking overnight. It was down more than 4%, and it broke out the day before when it broke out the low of this one at 422.218. There is already pretty much a lot of uncertainty there, and the probability that they're going to attack or war is about to start is more than likely to happen. So, but in the end, the S&P finished strong by 1.5%. The Dow finished at 0.28%. So if I look at the daily or the hourly time frame here, so this is what basically it occurred, stabilized at the low right here at 41.05, and this is when the price pushed it away all the way back up to the area of supply right there. When it actually broke out, it was demand, became out supply. So the question is where to from here? Well, it all depends on external news. It all depends on what the rest of the world is going to do, what NATO is going to do, whether if it's going to be a short one with Russia. If Russia decides to pull out, then we will see a continuation of the markets to the upside. But other than that, there's going to be more fear in the future. And it's so interesting that when it comes to on a bigger scale of things, if it's not a pandemic, now the pandemic is pretty much, if you notice, it's on the background. The noise is gone. So it's the new noise, another war. So if not, they will create some form of fear somewhere in order for the market to basically react. So that's basically what's happening with the S&P volatility index. There was a gap when it opened actually, and then filled that gap to the very end. Likewise for the dollar index basically exploded and broke out here within the high of 97.441. So creating a new high. This is basically the thing was at 97.80 based on a bigger time frame. Let me go through the monthly, which was right here within those price points. So where to from here? Well, it all depends once again within the news of basically within the Russia-Ukraine situation. It's what's currently happening. My opinion, if it's not the war, then interest rates as well. So the Feds will be reporting definitely for sure, and the dollar index will continue to go further to the upside. Oil reached new highs. So WTI basically broke out 100 and settled back. It came back all the way back down. Likewise for Brent crude oil, it went all the way to 105.74 before it came back down at the very end. Gold was also the same. It actually broke out at 1916 from what we were discussing. If you've been following my, excuse me, my market updates, and it went all the way to as high as 1974 before selling it back to that area of supply and got basically rejected. TYX, in terms of the yield, gap from opening, too strong, finished nice and strong. So the question is now where to from here from a macro global economic perspective. Once again, it all depends on the news, the external news on what's happening basically in Russia now that invaded basically Ukraine. So if Russia will retreat and basically will finish, or the war will finish early, then we will see the markets settling and we will be going back up. Then there's another news where we're going to deal here in the US based on interest rates and so forth. So at the same time, things like this, when it creates a lot of fear, also creates a lot of opportunities, especially when things have settled. Like say, if I take just the S&P, for example, so once it settled, it came back up because when something is too strong at one point, they have to retrace back in order for the market not to keep tanking. So if you've been trading for as long as I have, if you were trading in 2008, same thing. When there was that financial crash here in the US, they had to settle things down, and I believe that's also what's happening in order not to create too much fear. They have to settle things down in order for sellers not to keep selling. So if they can support that, then the markets will a little bit, at least won't crash the way it used to be in like in 2008. So likewise for the major currencies, like the euro basically drop all the way back down here to 1106. Bitcoin, if you've been receiving some of my emails, or basically if you're on my social media, also stated that it's going to go down to 36,000. It did. It actually broke out to the downside, which was lost 34,324 before settling currently now at 38,261. So mind you, if you're trading cryptocurrencies and you are not experienced, be careful, be aware, because it's so volatile. It can go up and down basically a lot right here. So especially with this type of market conditions, if you cannot handle the speed or your emotions, stay away from trading. All right, so that being said, please also note that these videos are for educational purposes only and not to be taken in form of advice, past performance, and indicative of future results. And if you need to know more, please visit our website at www.estetrader.com. So that's basically it for my short market update for today in terms of what's happening. And you're going to receive more videos like this next week. And if you like these type of videos, please make sure to click like and subscribe to the channel. Alrighty. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, happy trading. Bye now.